Okay. Euphoric day, guys. Euphoric day. Listen, if you've been hyper vigilant, hyper independent your whole life, um, it's time to rest. Rest. And resting can be this. Just this. Just literally sitting and chilling. Not doing a damn thing. It may be very difficult. Very difficult. Until you get used to it. To be real. And then, what's crazy is that when you get used to it, you're back on it. But not back to the hyper vigilance or hyper independence. You're back on a reset, letting your nervous system and your body know that you're okay to just flow, and you don't have to work to get to what you want. That you could just be, or you could just put in your best and that be enough, not extra. Because we already gave extra, and I already gave extra. I already put in the work. On top of that, put in the work. I already did the overworking myself and seen that it really didn't do anything but have me on a fight or flight mode, and that I couldn't realize I was in that fight or flight mode because I was so eager to chase the money, chase the dream, and chase whatever I see that I want, right? Instead of it just being attracted to me and me just knowing that it's coming and being okay with not knowing when or how, right? And mind you, when you're a person that's for so many years hyper vigilant and hyper independent, you want to get things on your own, right? And there come a place in your life that you have to just go inside on your own, right? And you have to find the answers on your own within yourself. Ain't nobody gonna find those answers, right? And when you go in there, then comes a time of not engaging, but like, I guess you would say teaching, because you're the student the whole entire time, right? When you go inside of yourself and teach yourself that it's safe to slow down, that it's safe to just be, that it's safe to just give your best and not overextend yourself, that it's safe to do that, and that it's safe to receive and not chase anything at all, because in reality, all you're doing is chasing yourself. Really, to be real, every time you're chasing something, it runs away from you. And real, I've learned in me that everything I seeked outside of me so much, it was really me calling myself. It was me wanting it for myself, like inside of me. Like if I seek so much unconditional love outside, and love and attention and validation and comprehension and appreciation and encouragement and positive aspect of teaching, nurturing, all of that outside of me, I started giving to myself. And it took time, guys. It took time because it wasn't just from day and night that I learned how to freaking take care of myself. I didn't know how to take care of myself. I did it because I was so used to going outside of myself that I didn't know how to go inside of myself and be okay with the answers that I have inside, and that be satisfying to me, and not wanting to go outside for any type of answer, and not wanting to change my answer because of outside's answer. You know what I'm saying? Learning that my perspective is key, right? And there is also, that's why I said you get to the point that when you go inward, you trust your perspective, right? And then when you reach a place that you're surrounded by like-minded individuals, they have their perspective as well, and you were able to respect the perspective, and maybe if it's useful for you in your journey, embody that perspective, right? But it's still your perspective. It's not necessarily that, because they're a mirror of you too. They're you. We're all connected. So whatever frequency you're in, and then you're matching the like-minded individuals that's in the same frequency, are seeing a more broader perspective that you haven't seen yet, and you're able to broaden your own perspective. So before, you didn't trust your perspective, so it was hard for you to get perspective outside of you because you didn't trust. So now when you go inside of you and trust your own perspective, you're able to trust any outer perspective when it's actually good for you, when it's actually going to build you, not, and I'm not going to say destroy or bring you down, because honestly, everything builds you. Everything builds you, because the shit that didn't go right, it's like shit, it's manure, right? So you're that tree, right? You're that tree, and the tree grows stronger with the nutrients that is being given, right? So that's that bullshit. That's that bullshit you've been given it, and it's given nutrients, right? But the beautiful thing is that's that stage, right? But once it gets a little shaky, when you go inside of you now and you're aware now, and that bullshit, if you don't know how to, that's part of the journey. If you don't know how to center that bullshit and release that bullshit and not let that bullshit overcome you, so let's say poison your fertilizer, so that can happen in your journey before you even go within yourself, by receiving other perspectives, because other perspectives can be poison for your fertilizer. It can be bullshit. There's bullshit in some people's perspectives, but there also can be nutrients and vitamins, and it can help you grow out of it as well. So in reality, you're not how do you say it? You're not receiving all around bullshit, because you're learning, okay, this right here, if I keep maintaining with this, it's just gonna poison me even more. So it's just gonna help me not grow. It's gonna keep me what people consider stuck, or a form of delay, right? But it's not a form of delay, because it's like the fertilizer and the tree coming in accordance, like, hey, this right here is not working for us, because it's giving us some type of like stagnation from growing or from flourishing, and it learns how to release it. In order for you to learn how to release that stuff, you had to learn that you were being poisoned. And if you've never been poisoned before by a certain perspective, then you wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not necessarily saying that you have to. That's something I'm learning now too. You don't have to struggle to get to what you consider as success or to reach your dreams. You don't. It can be easy, but the programming in your mind has to match the easiness of the life that you desire. So, in other words, your frequency has to match what you desire. So you have to work to that. That has nothing to do with anything outside of you. It's everything inside of you. So when you look inside of you and want to better your frequency, want to better you, it reaches to a point that you actually match that frequency. And that's just law of the universe. The more work you put in yourself, the more the universe gives to you. The more it attracts to you. It's like a magnet. And the more attractive you become. I didn't know that. I didn't know that until I actually went within myself and loved myself and seen how attractive I really am. The more you actually start seeing how beautiful you are, and not needing person to say, oh my gosh, you're so gorgeous. Because in reality, that form of flattery, yes, is I'm not saying it's, hold on. So that flattery could feel like a form of validation that you need. If you by all means, if it feels good to be complimented, there's nothing wrong in being complimented and feeling good about it. But that you feel more uplifted or better because of the outside validation, that can be a crutch for you, because then that will be a source that you're giving out for your happiness or your form of validation, when in reality you don't need none of that, because all you need is yourself, in a sense of appreciating, validating yourself and complimenting yourself. So you can always, hey, thank you, and also give it back if you desire. Before, I used to, my giving back a compliment would be weird for me, because most of the time that I did give it, it was just like the reaction was like kind of not not that I the type of reaction I expected. Usually it was like if I'm hitting on them or something like that. But it's because of behind my head, I was already thinking that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's like the system knows what you're focused on, and it creates a reality. But once you are validating and complimenting yourself, then you can appreciate fully when someone is actually complimenting you, right? And it not be like the reason why you're going on, or the reason why you're happy, or the reason why your day is better. No, the reason why your day is better because of you. You chose to do better. You chose to have a better day. You chose to be happy. You chose to compliment that person back. And if you didn't chose to compliment that person back, then it's fine. Because the day will come when somebody will compliment that person, regardless of what. Your compliments are not in vain. So if someone didn't give you a compliment, when you compliment them back, when you compliment them, period, it's fine. Because you're going to receive that. Just like if someone didn't smile at you, it's okay. When you smiled at them, it's okay, because there will be a day that someone is going to smile at you without you smiling at them. And that's the reciprocation that from you're not from you smiling and not being in vain. If you help someone out and they didn't appreciate it, that's fine. Because the day will come that someone will appreciate your help and actually will help you. At least time you expect it. And you will be able to appreciate them. And maybe in their lifetime, they had somebody that didn't appreciate them, and you were the person that appreciate them. Nothing's in vain. Nothing. Not genuine love. When you're being genuine with a person, that genuinity is not in vain, because it's going to come back. It will come back. It's just the law of the universe. Whatever you give out comes back. It really do. It's just the way it is.